global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. The work against banditry, Boko Haram, and insurgency in the northern part of Nigeria will never end in victory, considering what the governor of Zanfara State opened up to Nigerians about some of the intervention of top politicians in Abuja against bandits who were arrested and arraigned before the court. This is quite shocking, and it brings back to mind what President Buhari once said, that the war against Boko Haram is actually war against the North, which means that the future cannot be predicted based on this. Now, the governor of Zamfara State have cried out, and he has made some revelation which is quite troubling, and it is such that right now the military should, wade into the case to know who actually was behind it. I know since the governor has decided to open up, they should try to investigate it. And according to the news, Zamfara State Governor Daura Lawal has faulted the state judiciary for granting bail to some suspected bandit leaders who were arrested with weapons and brought before the court for trials. The governor claimed that the suspected bandit leaders were released by order from powerful individuals in Abuja who he said had been communicating with the suspected bandit leaders. According to him, these powerful individuals had assured the suspect that they would regain their freedom immediately after being arrested. He disclosed this during the swearing-in of new magistrate in Gasu, the Zanfara state capital, while also commending some members of the judiciary for the diligence and integrity. He further stated that one of the suspected bandit leaders was traced to Bauchi State, where he was arrested, while the other was apprehended in Gasu, the state capital, and both were arraigned before the court. Governor Lawal tasked the new judicial officers to execute their job according to the rules of their engagement, advising them to work with integrity and honesty and to justify their appointment for the collective interest of all law-abiding citizens. Governor Lawal reminded them of the current security challenges bedeviling the entire state, ranging from banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other forms of criminality, urging them to help address the situation. Earlier, the Chief Judge of the State, Justice Kulu Aliyu, had charged the newly sworn-in magistrate to always be honest and dedicated to promoting the image and reputation of the judiciary as all eyes are on them. Recall that recently the state governor, Daura Lawal, had been lamenting the insecurity situation in the state, claiming that some prominent persons residing in Abuja have been negotiating with the ravaging bandits. He maintained that these powerful individuals live in Abuja and are initiating negotiation with the bandits in the state without his knowledge, which he said is causing an escalation of banditry activities in the state. Oh my God, this is quite a serious situation, I must say. Now, don't forget that before now, so much money had been spent in the area of National Identification Number (NIN). And all of that, according to Buhari's administration, was geared towards fighting insecurity, banditry, kidnapping, and the likes. Up till today, there is no, one step improvement in security in the northern part of Nigeria. Some few days ago, we heard what happened in the southeast where soldiers were killed and everyone was complaining. We are angry about it, but guess what? These things are happening repeatedly in the northern part of Nigeria where bandits are taking out our soldiers, and everybody just feels that it's very okay for such thing to be happening. With this level of revelation that Daura had released to the entirety of Nigeria, I think that the president of the country, Bola Tinubu, should jump into investigation speedily to know who is actually behind this, because I believe that he had plans for Nigeria, and one of it was to see how to salvage the situation of insecurity in the country, which has not, one point has not been recorded for him, despite all the money that has been pushed in. Whoever that is responsible for this should be brought to book. I believe strongly that Daura Lawal, who is the governor of Zamfara State, does not want to open up to tell Nigerians vividly who is behind, but he knows the exact people who are staying in Abuja to carry out all those terrible acts. And this is really, really devastating for a country like Nigeria. A lot of people have reacted to this. Someone here says this is to say every step to improve things is all rubbish, whether NIN or custom or immigration, even the army. All their efforts are futile just because some personalities are in power. Another person here says, you think Buhari is still in Aso Rock? Tinubu is really continuing from where Buhari stopped. I don't think this can be traceable to Tinubu. And if I were in his shoes as the president of this country, I will do something to prove to Nigerians that I am not in support of what my predecessor possibly may have off his eyes at, because this is truly out of point. Some other person here said, make una get sense now. Most of you are probably old men. This has nothing to do with Igbos at all, but you sometimes have to step up your tribe for drugs. Another person here speaking says, this is absolutely out of place. How can someone shut his eyes and allow this kind of things to happen? The governor himself should wake up and start doing the things that he should do to ensure that this kind of terrible things does not repeat itself again. This is not good for the ears of Nigerians. This one says, as long as we remain with not, this country can never get better. OBJ and Goodluck were making making objective moves and making reasonable progress. But Buhari from the north scattered everything. Tinubu is not even doing what we expected him to do because he is going against the wave. I don't know. This one says the governor is turning out to be the new Otum of the present administration. He won't stop blaming federal government for his failures to provide security for his people. But then, I think at this point, being the chief executive officer, he needs to meet the president himself and open up on some of these things. But then, you need to come up with a verifiable evidence. We know that these things actually are true, but you know how our Nigeria, we know how our military, our judiciary normally act. If you don't come out with provable evidence, they'll be giving you story. But you know, the most shocking aspect of this one is that they caught these guys with weapons. They caught two of them with weapons. And if they caught them with weapons and the court still have the audacity to release them, it's something that must be questioned seriously. And the issue of somebody saying that the man is not doing well, he's looking for somebody to blame. I don't think he's looking for somebody to blame. There is the extent to which someone can go as a state governor. We have to understand this. Number one, don't forget that the military, the police are not under the control of the state governor. They are federal agencies and they work in accordance to whatever they hear or whatever they are being told to do. Some other person says, if this is the nonsense game the politicians are playing, then it will reach a point where bandits will just be shot on sight once they are armed, and it will eliminate the need for going to court. That was what happened to that bandit leader in Benue after the army were fed up with him being pardoned. I mean, that's the ideal thing. But at the same time, also, it's important to re-stress this or re-emphasize on this, that the government should go beyond just fighting insecurity to making life better for the people of Nigeria. The reason why so many people are looking at banditry as an industry and they are joining it on a daily basis is because life seems not to get better in their very anyanya, in their very eyes. They watch how politicians are doling out cash as if it's nobody concerned. I mean, just imagine what happens a few days ago. We're all celebrating Wike for what? Spending 21 billion naira in building vice president's official residence. Almost 21 billion naira. Imagine putting that kind of amount in repairing the refinery. Does it mean that the president, vice president, cannot stay in a house of 500 million naira? I mean, I'm just imagining how somebody would spend 21 billion naira. What are you trying to raise? What are you trying to build? And there's some more key infrastructure that will change the economic narrative of Nigeria. You're not aiming at that direction. You're busy building unnecessary building, calling it achievement. That's a zero achievement. Because as far as it does not affect the people directly to bring to birth the true meaning of democracy, then it makes no sense at all. We'd like to leave it like this.
Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.